thing we ask when we look at the rock cycle is where are we starting? Okay, so we're going to start at igneous. The second question I'm always going to ask is what's happening to me? Well, this igneous rock is going to melt. So if it's melting, the only way it can go is toward magma, because when any rock melts, it becomes magma. So we're going to color our arrow, and we're going to highlight or color down here, melting. Okay. Can any other rock melt? Well, the answer would be yes. Any rock could melt. An igneous rock can melt. A metamorphic rock can melt. And you don't see it, so we're going to add it. But guess what? A sedimentary rock can absolutely melt. So let's add our sedimentary rock melting.
I don't know how to do it on my own.
So any rock can melt. Anything can happen to any rock. So once we have a melted rock, we're going to either have magma if it's inside the earth, or we're going to have lava if it's outside the earth. And we know it's going to be on fire because it is going to ignite. Now, there's only really one thing that magma can do. Well, there's a couple things, sorry. It can either cool, okay, if it cools down, okay, if it cools down, it's going to become an igneous rock. Okay, if my sedimentary rock melts and then it gets cool, it's going to be an igneous rock. If my metamorphic rock melts and cools, it's going to be an igneous rock. If my igneous rock melts and cools, it's going to be an igneous rock. The other thing that can happen is it can just stay in the mantle as magma, or it can erupt and cool and become an igneous rock. One would be intrusive and one would be extrusive. All right, let's go back to our igneous rock. Again, we're going to start at igneous. One thing that can happen to an igneous rock is it can melt. Another thing that can happen to an igneous rock is that it can go into the earth and have heat and pressure applied to it. So it's coming from igneous. It has heat and pressure applied to it. And so it becomes a metamorphic rock. Metamorphic is always heat and pressure, heat and pressure. Okay. Can I start at a sedimentary rock? Let me see. If I start at a sedimentary rock and it has heat and pressure applied to it, then it definitely is going to be a metamorphic rock. Can a metamorphic rock have heat and pressure applied to it? Yeah. And then it would become a metamorphic rock. So I'm going to add a little arrow right here. Because a metamorphic rock can have more heat and pressure applied to it, and it can become another metamorphic rock. It's part of the cycle. It gets to cycle itself also. All right, let's go back up to our igneous rock and see if anything else can happen to it. Well, here's our igneous rock. It melted here. It had heat and pressure here. So the last thing that can happen is it can weather, erode, and deposit. So here, first, it has to get broken down into sediments. Well, let me think. Can a metamorphic rock get broken down in sediments? Probably. So let me add that. Huh. Can a sedimentary rock get broken down into sediments? Well, yeah. So wait, I have 3 arrows to here. I have 3 arrows to here, and I have 3 arrows to here. Huh. So all 3 rocks can go through all 3 rock phases. So once it becomes sediments, there's only one thing that can happen. It's going to get compacted, and we're going to cement it together. Another word you might hear for cementation or cemented is lithification. It's just a scientific word for cementing it together. So let's look again real quick. I'm going to ask, where am I coming from? Where am I coming from? Where do you want to come from? Okay, let's say I'm coming from a sedimentary rock. Now, I've got to say, what is happening to me? I'm melting! If I'm melting, the only thing that can happen is I become magma. Now, once I'm here, I can either stay magma forever, I can erupt and become lava, and I can cool down to become an igneous rock. Okay? Oh, now I'm an igneous rock. That's where I'm coming from. What's happening to me? Oh, there's so much pressure, and it's so hot in here. I've got to be a metamorphic rock. Because if I've got heat and pressure, I have to be a metamorphic rock. So wait, where am I coming from? I'm coming from metamorphic, and I'm breaking down. Elephants have trampled over me. I've been crushed by wind and rain, and I've broken down into little sediments. That's what happened to me. So could I stay sediments forever? Sure. But if I build up into layers, I'm going to become a sedimentary rock. So again, ask, where am I coming from? What is happening to me? And where am I going? If you can answer those 3 questions, then you can find your way anywhere around this cycle.